Ever, the only man to have run faster was Steve Lewis when he actually won the Olympic title in 1988. But this is the first of the three semi-final heats. The first two, plus two fast losers, will progress to the final. Karabo Sabanda, the second ranked of the Botswanans, is in this. And there is Taha Yassine of Iraq, he's in lane 2. Achetti of Italy is in 3. Walton of the Cayman Islands is in 4. Bailey, Jamaica, in 5. Sabanda, heat winner, the Botswanan, in 6. Montgomery, heat 2, a heat winner, is in lane 7. Kitadani, Japan, is in 8. And Zambrano of Colombia in lane 9. Just going through the participants here. Here is Sean Bailey, 46.51, his lifetime best. So he is actually out of the world's top 10. Sabanda, 45.40, his fastest ever time, so he really is a contender. Not quite as quick as this man though, Kamari Montgomery of the United States. Americans who year after year, whether it be at junior level or senior level, really produce some outstanding one-lap runners, although it's worth making the point that they haven't won the last 3 stagings of this event, and it has produced some outstanding winners when you look at them. Michel Cedeño in 2014, he was the winner. Deguelin Santos, 2012, and Karani James in 2010. And all 3 of those men have, well, gone on almost seamlessly to produce or turn out exciting performances at senior level and forge very successful careers almost within a matter of months of leaving the junior ranks. So the first of the 3 semi-final heats, Yassine in 1, Achetti in 2, Walton in 3, Bailey is in lane 5, Sabanda in 6, Montgomery in 7, Kitadani in lane 8, Zambrano in lane 9. The athletes in the first 2 lanes have yet to break 47 seconds. The likes of Sabanda and Montgomery, well, they are capable of running close to 45. Focusing there on the feet of Kamari Montgomery, the American, the fastest man in this heat, but he's already been caught and passed there by Sabanda of Botswana. Well, Sabanda, look at him, tall and powerful, and the American, well, he's gone off. He's just about last at the moment. He's cruising down the back straight at the moment, is Kamari Montgomery, but he will get a shock. He perhaps won't have been concerned to see Sabanda go past him, but when he realises around this top bend there are other men moving fast, he'll start to have to hurry, and he is hurrying now, is Montgomery, but it's Sabanda the Botswanan, away and clear, standing way over 6 feet tall, and here comes Montgomery. And you have to say it's been a very strange race being run by the American here. He's going to sprint easily into second place in the end, but you do have to wonder if that is the most economical way to run a 200-metre semi-final. Karabo Sabanda was outstanding though, wasn't he?
Well, that it were a 200-metre semi-final. Yeah, Sabanda there, very, very impressive indeed. Nicely measured race and a personal best. A little extravagant maybe, Martin. Was it necessary? 45.15. Well, I don't have that down as a personal best. In fact, it was Montgomery's best was 45.13, so it is a personal best for the young man Sabanda. Look at him, long and lithe, and Montgomery ran the strangest race. Why on earth he ran with such lethargy over the first 250, I don't know. He seemed to recognise the danger here, but then he met real resistance from Zambrano on the outside, the Colombian in blue, nearest the camera, who is tying up badly, but you're right, Montgomery's expended a lot more energy over that final 150 than he needs to have done if he would have spread his energy more evenly over the full 400 metres, Martin. I'm sure that has a detrimental effect on performance. I'm sure there's more lactate in the muscles.
Well, there's bound to be, because I think if you just run it at 95% through the first 200 metres, you're building up enough momentum just simply then to almost cruise through the last 200. What he's done, he's gone off very modestly indeed. He's actually had to kick and work really hard in the second half of the race. So Sabanda confirmation of that lifetime best. In fact, 3 lifetime bests for the first 4 athletes.
The second semi-final of the men's 400 meters. We know that Sibanda of Botswana and the American Montgomery are through from the first. Well, there the figure of Edwin Ngiti of Kenya. Only 4th in his heat in 47.11. He's a 46.7 performer at his best, the Kenyan. He goes in lane 2. I can tell you that in this second semi-final, the world top 2 are up against each other. It's a strange draw, but of course a result of the results of the heats. Joachim Dobber of the Netherlands, only 6th in his heat, got through as the fastest loser in 47.67. I suspect this will be his individual championship over and done with after this one. Louis Charles of Dominica goes in lane 4, 47.09, and relaxed 47.09 in his heat. Then Matsukiyo of Japan, who's a 46.74 performer, very close to that in his heat. He goes in 5. Then the world number 1, Martin's already mentioned, Babaloki Tebe, the world number 1, number 2 all time at 19 years of age. He's run 44.22 this year, so close to being a world record. Abdallah Haroun is the world number 2 this year, the 3rd fastest man in history for Qatar. He goes in 7. He's just 19 years old. Then Musa Ali Issa goes in lane 8 for Bahrain. In fact, just looking, it looks like the Bahraini is a no-show, as we see Ivan Nunez of Mexico on the outside there in lane 9. But how strange that the top 2 on the world rankings, Tebe of Botswana and the Qatari Haroun, are drawn beside each other in that order. Tebe in 6, Haroun in lane 7. Only the top 2 go right. Can you imagine being one of the other 6 performers in this race and seeing that draw for this semi-final? Goodness me. Because Tebe and Haroun are the only 2 athletes in the world this year under 45 seconds. Tebe, an extraordinary talent, won his heat in 46.25, won the African Championships in Durban back on the 24th of June in 44.69. That 44.22, the world junior fastest time this year. An African junior record came at Gaborone on the 21st of May. National Championships, and this is his first season as a 400-meter runner. He's better known as a 200-meter man. Ran 20.56 at altitude last year, 20.21 this year. And for a man of just 19 years old, that's mighty fast. So the second semi-final of the men's 400 meters then. The world number 1, the 2nd fastest in history, Babaloki Tebe of Botswana there, goes in lane 6. Haroun, outside him of Qatar, is the 3rd fastest in history at under 20 400 meters. Well, away without any trouble at all. Haroun, 3rd from left. Haroun actually 2nd to left, excuse me. It's Tebe in the black, who's 3rd from left there in lane 6. Moving very smoothly indeed. Haroun has gone out pretty aggressively. The others struggling to go with this. Matsukiyo of Japan is a long way down in lane 5. Louis Charles of Dominica in 4 is also struggling. But look at these 2, a class apart, quite frankly. And Tebe turned it on around that bend and eased past Haroun as if to say, get back and stay in your place. I am number 1. Head-nodding style of his. It's not a smooth run, is it? But 44.66. Oh, my word. I can tell you, there's only 5 other juniors in the history of 1-lap running who have run as quickly as that. That was extravagant. I wonder whether he might pay for it come the final. Probably not. 44.67, in fact. Only athletes like LaShawn Merritt and Llewellyn Santos and Karani James have gone quicker. Steve Lewis as well. But that's a very, very special run indeed. And Haroun, I suppose, Martin, for Qatar in the lane outside him, almost gave him something to shoot at over the first 300.
Yes, it's quite a stunning performance. Consider these gentlemen are both teenagers, and he is cruising to sub 45 seconds. Absolutely cruising. He's making very good athletes look rather ordinary.
Well, that winning time, very impressive indeed. 44.67 in a semi-final.
Tebe of Botswana, the one from Karabo Sibanda, his countryman, wasn't bad either in the first heat. These are the athletes lining up for the third heat in the semi-final round. Wu Guang there of China in lane 8. And outside him, the Briton Cameron Chalmers, the young man from Guernsey, a student in Bath. Proud to be wearing his British vest, and I've done a bit of a count on how busy Cameron Chalmers has been this year. Now, taking into account all the races he's done indoors this year, Cameron Chalmers, well, we're in the 7th month of the year, and this is 27th race at 400 metres. So here is the full lineup. In 2, Salomon Croatia in 3, Banfield Canada in 4, Jeffrey Kiprotich, who was actually the fastest qualifier from the first round heats. He ran 46.23 in yesterday's first round, although the level's just been cranked up a little bit, to say the least, in these semi-finals. Kiprotich in 5. Taylor, another heat winner of Jamaica, in 6. Just 16, the World Youth Champion. Wilbert London the third, cracking name, the American, in lane 7. And Wu Yuang there of China inside the Briton in lanes 8 and 9. So just the first 2 guaranteed of a spot in the final at the moment. Banfield of Canada has gone off in a very committed fashion there in lane 3. Starting to hunt down Kiprotich, the American Wilbert London. Well, he may well have seen his countryman in the first heat, Kamari Montgomery, who almost fell out of the blocks and coasted through the first 200. London the third, making no such mistake. Well, he's London the third, but he's pretty intent on being London the first, I think, in this final semi-final. He comes into the straight with a 3-metre lead on Kiprotich. London of the United States, Kiprotich rocking and rolling, coming through there. He might even snatch the lead. Indeed he does. Kiprotich 1, London the third 2, if you know what I mean. And they are the qualifiers from this particular heat. Very straightforward in the end for both the Kenyan and the American.
But those times dwarfed by the quality of the running in the second semi-final, Martin. Just to reiterate, in case you've just joined us, that the world #1, Babaloki Tebe of Botswana, the 19-year-old, running 44.67 to win the second semi-final. I mean, what, about 5 or 6 meters quicker than that win from Kiprotich. Good though the run is, 45.38, a fabulous new personal best.
But if you look at these times, Tim, and I'm doing this without looking at the stats book, if we'd have gone right to the start of the 80s and looked at things like the Olympic final in 1980 and even the first World Championships in 83, there weren't that many people running low 44s, were there? And we could see 2 or 3 men do it here. That is the level of this competition. It is outstanding, isn't it?
Astonishing, yes, it is indeed. Great run there, by the way, from the Briton coming through. Cameron Chalmers just trying to check for his time. But there it is.
He's run a lifetime best as Cameron Chalmers, 46.51. Great run. It may well have been his 27th race of the year, but if it takes you 27 races to get to your fastest time, that is what you do. Tremendous run, by a huge margin as well.
And unofficially, I can confirm that